Yay. Alright, we're live. Oh, God, wait. My speakers are on. It's going to start playing, isn't it? Wait, we are live, aren't we? Okay, yes. I was just going to make sure. We're all good. Yay, hello, everybody. Is anyone here? I'm not sure if anyone's really here, so... This is not a Doctor Who stream, so it's entirely possible that no one is going to show up. We will have to see. Instead, I will just be sitting here, rambling by myself about life on Mars and Ashes to Ashes. Which I've done anyway for the past several months, so... yeah. Well, either way, I guess I can take a moment, let people get in. I should. Yes, fire up the Quattro. We are live. I'm going to switch live chat. There we go. I'm going to share this on Twitter real quick. Well, it's not really... I'll say I am live. Talking life on Mars and Ashes to Ashes. And we're going to take out the via at YouTube because that's just silly. And bam. Alright, that's on Twitter. As well as the what's happening on Twitter telling me again that DC's Legends of Tomorrow has been canceled. Thanks for that, Twitter. As if I wasn't already sad by that. You have to tell me again. Anyway. Close that. Hello. Good evening. Good evening. Good morning. Good evening. Whilst we are waiting, how you doing? I am doing just fine and dandy. I've pretty much got nothing else to do today, so this is where we are. If you guys haven't seen, we do have a new poll over at the Patreon page to replace Attack on Titan because... well, we gotta replace it. We're about to catch up with, we're about to finish off the final season part 2, and then we're going to wait a year for the final season part 3. Good job, Attack on Titan. You really spaced out those episodes well, and yeah. But anyway, we have a poll over at the Patreon page. All you have to do is pledge just $1. I can understand if you're cheap enough not to pay $1. It's totally understandable, but... for only $1, you can vote in the anime poll, and there's plenty of great options on there. We've got Jujutsu Kaisen, Dr. Stone, Steins Gate, Hunter x Hunter, One Piece, Naruto, bunch of stuff like that. So, yeah, you can go do any of those or not. It kind of depends on how many of you are anime fans. I find that there's not a ton of overlap between the people that watch my reactions. Like, you know, if a lot of people are here for one, maybe two shows, they don't really do a lot. It's either anime or live action, and even the live action you kind of split up, you know? Not everybody who watches my Ashes to Ashes reactions watches my Better Call Saul reactions, so it's just the whole thing. So anyway, yeah, that's my current plug to see if any of you will go vote. Hell, while we're here, why don't I look up where the poll is at? Even though this isn't on topic at all, we'll look at the poll, just see where it's at after, how long has it been? 5 hours now? Yeah. After 5 hours... oh, well, everything now has a vote, but the current leader is Cowboy Bebop. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Anyway, let's just go ahead. We can go ahead and jump into Life on Mars and Ashes to Ashes. Now, I did make this stream without any idea of what we were really going to be talking about. I don't really have any plans or anything, so yeah. If you guys have any questions you want me to talk about, let's talk. Let's discuss these shows. So I shall wait on you to ask some questions here. I'm going to take a drink of water. That's the nature of YouTube reactions. Yeah, I mean, and I get it. Not everybody watches these shows. You know, some shows either you haven't gotten to or you just have no interest in. I do understand that. I mean, I am subscribed to Blind Wave. I don't know how many of those shows I actually watch, you know? Like the shows... honestly, the one show that they watch... The one show that Blind Wave watches right now that I am there like the moment they upload it is Better Call Saul. and I actually haven't been up to date on their reactions for a lot of shows in a while. Like, I immediately fell behind on Rebels and Gravity Falls and stuff like that, even though I watched those shows and I enjoyed them. But yeah, their Better Call Saul reactions. I mean, I think that's a testament to how good Better Call Saul is as well. So anyway, your mix of anime and Doctor Who. Well, then that makes it better when I do JoJo references and stuff in Doctor Who. What reference did I make? I think I made some reference. Oh, I think I made a Yoshikage Kira joke in the second video of Monster of Peladon. So when that comes out, maybe you can spot it. Alrighty. Overall, what's your opinion on the shows? That is a good place to start it. What is my opinion on Life on Mars and Ashes to Ashes? Well, Life on Mars and Ashes to Ashes, they're very interesting because they pretty much resoundingly won the poll to replace Doctor Who. And when I first started out, I was like, okay, this is good, but I'm not quite sure why we're watching this. Like it was good, but I was like, okay, here's this kind of interesting thing with like, well, it's, going back in time and stuff like that, but I was kind of sitting here like, okay, there's gonna be something more, I'm sure, right? And then there was. I mean, yeah, once you get to the end of Ashes to Ashes, like, oh my god, what a crazy twist, they're all in purgatory or limbo or however you want to call it. And that was good. It was a great finale, but overall, I will say my overall opinion on the two shows, pretty good, pretty solid. Some downs, a couple downs, actually more in Ashes to Ashes. I thought that Life on Mars was pretty consistent. Ashes to Ashes had a couple falls every so often, but overall, I think the shows are pretty good. But they were kind of overhyped. I will admit, because so many people requested Life on Mars when I was coming up with ideas for replacing Doctor Who, and I may have been overhyped a bit. And these shows, they're pretty good. You could maybe classify them as great, but yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things like, okay, if you want an example of what I think is a great show, Better Call Saul is a great show, like, which I'm currently reacting through now. The most recent episode I finished was season 3 episode 6, Off Brand, and obviously that comes right after Chicanery, which was a big episode, but that is a brilliant show. These are pretty good, so it was just sort of, I don't know, it was sort of an interesting thing just watching through, and I was like, okay. And I feel like, at least in Ashes to Ashes, I felt like we were going somewhere, like we were gonna do something. Like Life on Mars, I wasn't really sure what we were doing for a while. It's like we had a bit of time stuff, but then we didn't really do much with it, Like, time sort of stayed the same. Like, we got a bit at the end of, Sam waking up and then choosing to go back to that world and stuff. But I feel like it wasn't until Ashes to Ashes that we were really starting to get like, okay, what is this world? What are we doing here? What's happening? We're going to try to figure this out, So that's probably how I would say it for these. So how would I rank all of the seasons? All right. That's tricky. That might be a bit tricky. I'm going to have to look at... Oh, God. I'm going to have to look at the playlist so I can remember what episodes there all were. So, Life on Mars and Ashes to Ashes. Okay, so Life on Mars Season 1. Okay. Actually, wait, I have a better idea. I have all of my thumbnails up on Internet Archive because I'm a madman and I'm backing up literally everything I've ever made on YouTube onto Internet Archive because I'm paranoid and I think, oh, I don't know, maybe YouTube will die one day and I need a backup, So, where... display capture? Okay, that's the wrong display. That's kind of the wrong display. Properties, can I do... There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay, so let's look real quick at Life on Mars thumbnails. So, we've got episode 1. Okay, episode 2, right. Episode 3, okay, no, that wasn't the football one. Okay, let me see. Right, that's the one where you got, whatever it was called, honey badgered or something. I don't remember. I don't remember what they called it. That was the football. That one actually sticks out the most for me, was Sam's speech about football. The newspaper guy, I remember him. Right, that's the one where Ray became a character. That was the one with the dad. Okay, season 2, we had the guy from Love and Monsters. We had Mr. Gibbs. We had the Irish thing. There was the party of sex perverts. We had... Oh, the hell was that? Oh, that was that the one where... Was that the one where Annie stepped up? I think it was. Yeah. This was the one where, like, Sam got knocked out for the last half of the episode and Annie stepped up. So, I think, yeah, that was like, and it, like, ends on though, like, wait a minute, that guy might be the rapist or something. That's the one with Maya's mom. That was the one where Gene was suspect of murder. He was sus. And then the finale. Alright, let me look at Ashes to Ashes. I'm really just trying to remember everything that happened. So, Ashes to Ashes, episode 1. There was the bombing guy. Oh, that's right. The pure guy. He was like, you're not pure. This the dude with no chin over here. So, can I make this a little bit bigger? Maybe. Okay, that's about as big as I can make these. So, oh, that's right. The Perfect 10. I forgot about that. Yeah, the episode that should have been called The Perfect 10. That's right. All I remember is Evan's stupid ass smile. It's weird that Evan never came back, you know? But whatever. But yeah, so there was that. I can't remember what that episode was. Right, that was the one with the dude showing some chest hair, you know? This is the one where nothing happened for 3 minutes while Gene was just walking around. That was the dude with the bathtub. And then that's the finale. That's the one with Richard Hammond. Right, that was the start of the weirdness. That one sucked, just in general. That one was interesting. Okay. See, I'm going through all the episodes. I'm not actually ranking all the seasons like I should have done. That was the one where Mac died. That's the one with with the husband, the kid husband. That was the one with the neighborhood watch. That was the one where Chris did something. And then that was the one with beating Martin Summers. That moves us into season 3, where everything was weird. Shaz was adorable. Ray finally became a character. That's the forgettable one. That's the one with Lytton. Oh, that's, the one with Viv. With the guy that never came back, I will say. And then the one with Chris. And then the finale. Okay. So. Oh, whoopsies. Sorry. That was the Play Nice squad from Doctor Who. We don't need that today, though. So how would I rank all the seasons? I would say Ashes to Ashes season 3 would be That's the best one. Then probably maybe after that I would put Ashes to Ashes season 2, then Life on Mars season 2, then Life on Mars season 1, and then probably Ashes to Ashes season 1 is how I would rank that, I think. Yeah. I think that's good. Okay. So, very long way of answering the question, but yeah. I keep looking in all the wrong places because I've got my feet over here, I've got my camera here, but my microphone is here. It's just a whole big mess, so, okay. I feel like they had the purgatory idea since Life on Mars in some form. Glenn Fletcher, Sam's mentor, died in 2006, who dies, then shows up in the Harry Wolf episode. Seems to suggest that, at least. I could see that, because what I came up with at... sorry, my chair is squeaky. That just sort of happens now. Something I came up with in the series finale to Ashes was that basically you're not sent back to when you died. You're sent back to the point... The reason they're sent back in time is they're sent back to when everything goes wrong for them, basically. So Ray was sent back to when he had just... failed out of the military and then he joined the police, you know? For Chris, I don't remember what it was specifically. I think it was like Chris would have just been around that time. I guess he would have been close to the time he got shot. Shaz was probably the same thing, around the time she ended up dying. But then for Sam and Alex, the specific thing is they're sent back to when they're kids, specifically. So where everyone else was sent back to when they were still adults, Sam and Alex are sent back to when they're kids, because that is when things go wrong. For Sam, everything goes wrong for him when... everything goes wrong for him with his father, and he's sent back just before that, basically. So he's sent back to the time that his father, you know, I suppose murders Annie and disappears, and then Alex is sent back to before her parents die, obviously. And it's the same thing with Martin Summer. He is sent back to before Operation Rose takes place, basically. So everyone is sent back to just before everything falls apart in their life, basically. At least that's my theory. So for Glenn Fletcher, I can't fully remember what happened in that episode. Let me go. I mean, looking at the thumbnail, I guess is not going to help too hard. Does anyone remember what episode that was? Was that episode 6? Let me go look. Life on Mars, season 2, episode... I completely misspelled episode 6. Let's see. Season 2, episode 6. Also known as A Deadly Drug. Okay. So let me see if I can find... Let me see if I can find Fletcher. It was episode 2? Okay, thank you. Yeah, I guess that was the first episode that introduces Harry Wolf, so that makes sense. The safe cracker. All right. Thank you for that. Okay. So Fletcher... Alright. Detailed plot summary. Da-da-da-da-da. Dicky Fingers. Da-da-da. Sam Tyler, we are sorry for your loss. DCC. DCC? What is DCC? Oh, is that like Detective Chief Constable? Because that's not DCI. What is DCC? That's a good question. Detective Chief Constable. Okay. Look at that. I learned something. Okay. Well, here, why don't we just go to his friggin' page? There you go. Oh my god. Wait, they have a US equivalent on the Life on Mars wiki? Oh, no. Oh, they have everything on the wiki. Okay, well, we're going to look at that in a second. We're going to look at the American counterpart in a second. So, hold on. Okay. So there was everything with Dicky Fingers. What was the thing, though? Damn, I can't remember. But there was like a thing, wasn't there? Hang on. Maybe you guys are yelling at me in the chat. No, it's okay if you can't remember. It's okay if you can't remember. Fletcher came back as a young man and not the age he was when he died. Oh, shit, that's a good point. Okay, well, we'll poke a hole in that theory. As they say early on in Breaking Bad, we'll put a pin in that. Man, this is a detailed friggin' plot summary. Yeah, I don't remember. That's a problem. Yeah, I don't know. I do not know. I've completely forgotten what what the deal was with Fletcher in that episode. It may have just been that he wasn't a perfect model cop like Sam thought. It could also be that he wasn't transported back. You know, if he died and he was, fine, he didn't have any grievances basically, then it could just be a coincidence that Sam meets the younger Fletcher the same time he dies. So, same with Sam getting flashbacks of the real world where he sees Annie getting decked by his dad. Yeah, I mean, that's where Annie died, Annie died there, and now she's been sent to purgatory, but beforehand, basically. So, but then you get people, I guess maybe the difference, maybe when you're sent back, you're supposed to look younger. You're only young. Okay, I figured it out. You're only younger if you died. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say, even though we didn't see Ray, Chris, and Shaz, or Annie, when they were younger, when they were first sent to purgatory, but maybe the reason that Sam and Alex still look the same way is because they were still alive. So because they weren't fully dead, they weren't basically given their youthfulness back, I guess. So yeah, when Fletcher dies in 2006, he is sent, but he looks the same, or he looks younger now. Does that work? That sounds like covering up a JoJo plot hole. Like, oh, I think it's like this. It's like, yeah, sure. I'm sure Araki thought of that, So, I don't know. And speaking of, seem to be the only person who notices JoJo references in Doctor Who videos. They're so easy to do, Like, there's not many times where I'm just like, where I can like quote Eren Yeager or something. Like, JoJo is just so much more quotable, So, yeah. Like, whenever you can say it's the same type, if I could talk, apparently, it's the same type of stand as Star Platinum, or it's the power of bites the dust, Anyway, did you enjoy John Sims' overall performance in Life on Mars? Yes, I absolutely did. I mean, pretty much immediately I forget about the Master, you know? It's very much, I say in my Prison Break reactions, where Wentworth Miller and Dominic Purcell, I've known them from the now canceled DC's Legends of Tomorrow. And I really enjoyed their over-the-top performances in that, and The Flash as well. So to see them basically kind of being the straight guys to all the other over-actors in Prison Break, I absolutely love that. And John Sim, I thought John Sim was really, really good. So, let's see. The hype comes from the fact that the shows were huge in the UK when they aired and still talked about now. I get that. I definitely get that. And maybe if I was watching this with, so many other people that were also watching it and coming up with 10,000 theories. But the problem is just that because I was never able to theorize properly, because I could never get any sort of base on what this world is. And that's fine. It leads to a great twist in the finale of what this world actually is. But because of that, I can't, come up with 10,000 theories, basically. So, yeah. Let's see. Now that you know the big reveal of the shows, do you think you'll ever go back someday and rewatch knowing what you know now? Yes, definitely. If not watching the whole show, I will definitely at least rewatch my own reactions. But yes, I think someday I will go back. Maybe not rewatch everything. I might cherry pick episodes to watch, because there are some episodes that, boy, I don't really want to go back to, like Season 2, Episode 2 of Ashes to Ashes, for example. So, yeah. You got anything over here? All right. I have two different versions of the chat. I've got the chat where I go through each thing individually, and I've got the live chat over here so I can keep an eye on what y'all are saying in the moment. And I'm actually going to pop out the chat real quick so that I can actually keep these together, basically. And over here, that should do. Cool. Okay. I really love how the jacket John Sim wears looks like Eccleston's. Yes. He fills it out a little bit better than Eccleston. Eccleston's always kind of looked a little big on him, but yeah, I did like that, and I love that when they bring that back in Ashes to Ashes season 3. It's like, oh man, that's his iconic jacket, Bear in mind, you're going to have to sit through time travel shenanigans and Sam going rogue again. That was a difficult part. I think that's kind of also what knocks down the shows a little bit, is watching Sam go rogue, because the biggest thing about these shows I felt like was the team. But honestly, when you really stop and think about it, the team didn't become a team until Ashes to Ashes, you never really feel that Sam is a part of that team. He has this sort of on again, off again, will they, won't they with Annie, which that dragged on way too long. And, you've got this sort of rivalry with Jean, which really worked. But for the most part, it was a lot of Sam going rogue, not a lot of Chris, almost no Ray. I swear Ray doesn't become a character until Ashes to Ashes. So then once you take that and then, you switch out Annie for Shaz, who, honestly, I liked Annie when I was watching Life on Mars, but Shaz is 1,000 times better. So, and I'm not just saying that. I'm not just saying that or anything. I really do think she is a much better character. So, honestly, I feel like Ashes to Ashes was honestly a little bit better because it was more of the team. But both of them still had the whole, going up to someone in the past and being like, oh, so what the hell? You did that thing in the future. And they don't know what they're talking about. And, after the 5th time, it's like, would you just shut up already? And I got some flack for comparing this to Marty McFly, but it is an apt comparison. Because Marty McFly, yes, there was the initial shock when he meets his father in 1955, but he gets better. Like, immediately when he realizes, oh my god, I am back in time, you know? And yes, you can say, oh, well, do Sam and Alex believe they're back in time? I don't care. As far as they are concerned, that's the closest thing they can, figure out. So it's just one of those things. It's like, shut the hell. Like, even into, like, thank God it ended with Ashes to Ashes season 3. Like, that was all gone by then. But season 2, like, deep into season 2 of Ashes to Ashes, when she goes up to her future, husband, and is just like, oh, friend, here he is as, a kid, and she's like, oh, why did you leave us? Why did you leave Molly and stuff like that? It's like, are you insane? Are you crazy? So, yeah, that will be a rough thing. That will be something that would be rough going through these episodes again. But, yeah. Thank you so much for embracing both Mars and Ashes. For me, it's a perfect finale. I think they always knew it was purgatory, but kept it vague to continue. Yeah, well, first off, you're welcome. These are pretty good. I will say they're still pretty good. I did enjoy them. They are not bad by any stretch. So, yes, I did enjoy these shows. But yeah, like, whether or not they always knew it was going to be purgatory, I'm not sure. Because, like, I mean, even if you look at some shows, like Breaking Bad, they had no idea, really. Like, they were going through, they had some ideas going forward, but pretty much as they were going, Vince Gilligan and his writers, they were thinking, like, okay, they would take the time to figure things out, where to go next, but they didn't have a concrete, thing going through. So I could say, I would imagine, at the very least in Life on Mars, maybe just through the first season, they kept it vague enough because they had, maybe 4 or 5 different ideas, and then probably as Life on Mars started to wrap up, I would say probably they were, like, maybe starting to settle on purgatory, and if not, then once you get into Ashes to Ashes, then they start until season 2. I think you can pretty much say yes, they knew what it was, but whether or not they had that from the beginning, now it's entirely possible again that they did, but yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they did, but it's entirely possible. So let's see. Okay, my scroll wheel is not doing anything. Let's see. Shaz definitely died after 1995 because Wonderwall by Oasis is from 1995. Don't know about the others, but it doesn't fit Shaz. Okay, I get that, but remember that we first see her in 1981, not 1995, obviously, but that could just mean there is something else we don't know about Shaz, We don't know her full backstory. We did get Ray. He talks about bombing out of the military, basically, and then joining the police force. And then as that keeps going, eventually he accidentally kills the kid, and then his DCI covers it up. So from that, I think we can make the assumption that something happened before 1981 to Shaz that ended up, that was the beginning of things going bad in her life, leading to her death in 1995. So, at least that's on my theory. And I like my theory. It's entirely possible my theory doesn't work. So, I always sort of play, maybe not, I don't know if it's devil's advocate or something, but I definitely try to, say, like, well, even if it is that, it might not be. So, John Sim confirmed on This Morning Daytime Magazine show that there have been preliminary talks to coming back to do more Mars, but it's pretty vague and nothing is confirmed at all. I thought there was something a bit more confirmed, like they are doing a new series. I think people have told me it's going to be called Lazarus, and it's going to be Sam coming back and doing stuff with Jean again, so I don't know, maybe. At that point, though, I would like to have Alex Drake in there, too, Like, let's have the trio doing something, but I don't know. Let's see. think that Alex could have gotten back home from all the way up to the end of Series 2 when she gets shot. At that point, she really dies and the premonitions get weirder. Okay, that's an interesting idea, that after she gets shot at the end of Season 2, that is her death. I could see that. I could definitely see that being the case. So, yeah, I could see that being the case. And then after, she is stuck there, but now, which that could be why Jim shows up there at that point at the beginning of Season 3, is like, okay, she's dead now. There's no one still living in that station. Now I'm gonna try to get all of them. He tries to get Alex, Ray, Chris, and Shaz, but at the end it doesn't work. So could be that. That's a good idea. I like that. But then wouldn't Glenn recognize Sam? Because even if you want to say he comes back looking younger, he still has the memories of Sam. No, because if you are completely dead when you get sent to purgatory, you will not remember what happened during your life. Because Gene forgot, Ray forgot, Chris forgot, Shaz forgot. They all forgot. The only people who retain their looks and their memories are the people who are sent to purgatory but are not yet dead, being Sam, Alex, and Martin Summers. This is all, again, though, based on my theory. Nothing is confirmed. Water. Ice cold water. I had a Pepsi beforehand, but I was like, you know what? No, I need water. If I'm going to be talking for a while, I need water. I don't think they planned Purgatory for a long time. Remember Tony Crane in 2X1? Sam changed history, nicked Crane. Then he hears from 2006 that Crane was actually in a mental hospital. That's a good point. That is a good point. That doesn't sort of track basically with everything. So yeah, I don't have a big thing about that. So yeah, but that's a good point. So the ones in the comas keep their memories, but the ones who die properly didn't realize they were in a different time and died. Right. Then like Gene rescuing young Alex in episode 8, it looks like they really meant that Gene was there. Yes, you can say that, but there's no reason to think that it wasn't. There's no reason to think in the real, what really happened, it was Evan. It's entirely possible that it was Evan instead of Gene. It's possible. I don't know. But yeah, you could use that as another crack in the whole purgatory thing, which is fine. I'm wondering who was an angel and who was a demon and who was just a manifestation of the world. Like Neil from episode 1, was he a demon or just a manifestation? Okay, that's an interesting idea. Huh. Okay. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about Annie's ex-boyfriend from episode 1. I don't think he would be. He may have just been a manifestation of that world. Or maybe the only other thing I could think is... The only other thing I could think might be like if he was in the real world, like which I guess that would be a manifestation. But yeah, I'm not really sure about that. I don't know. I'm not sure. But that's another good point. That's another one. Write it down in the list of we don't have a full explanation for that. Eccleston's leather jacket is a German U-boat captain's jacket. I have one. They're big on everyone. Sam's, on the other hand, is more modern for the 70s, stylish one. Okay, that's interesting. So they're supposed to be bigger. All right. Eccleston was suffering from anorexia while shooting Doctor Who, so it's not a wonder he looked thin. That's true. Although, I know he had that. I find it interesting, though, that in the minisode, just after he regenerates into David Tennant, they make a special point of they make a special point of how thin David Tennant is, even compared to Eccleston. So, yeah. Anyhow, I agree, Annie. Though I loved her portrayal was poorly used in Mars. Yes, I think if you want a better character and character arc, like as honestly, as soon as Annie becomes WDC, she kind of stops doing things. Like, she's just sort of there to have these, exacerbated, like, oh, Sam, you're going on with that stuff again, like, she didn't really do much. Now, let me see if I can remember. With the one exception is season 2, episode 5, with the kid, and she ends up fighting the dad in that one place. So yeah, that's like the only one where I was like, yeah, it's the only one where Annie kind of did something. So it's quite annoying how Annie got more things to do than Shaz. Like, Annie was made a DC at the start of season 2, but Shaz was in uniform until the finale. I will slightly disagree. That I'm going to say Shaz did more throughout Ashes to Ashes than Annie did, but you're right that Annie was promoted before Shaz was, So, yeah. But I think Shaz did a lot more. Like, she was a lot more helpful, So, yeah. To be honest, part of me feels like they were originally going to do the USA ending, but saw how badly received that was. And maybe, like, the stars are sort of the leftover part of that. I don't know. I don't think so. Just because it's kind of stupid, Like, it's a really stupid... I mean, but maybe that was the original idea, and they... maybe they tested the waters on that, but... I don't know. I'm not sure about that. So... Let's see. There are videos with the creators that are probably viewable on YouTube somewhere. Definitely seen one from a top 10 best UK moment, especially the Mars finale. All right. Oh, excuse me. I think she died at the beginning of season 3. We see her in hospital, and the clock switches to 9:06. Yeah, that's true. So that does support the whole thing of she died just there, and then throughout season 3 she's already dead. I've not heard any press releases of a Mars revival. I think plans are being made to put in front of a broadcaster. Certainly not heard anything from the BBC, and I think they would shout about it. I don't know. I think the most is like speculation, because like someone I think said John Sim like did an Instagram post or something with Phil Glenister, and it was like #Lazarus or something, which I guess is another David Bowie song. It's all rumors. Yes, you're right, but this is just what I've heard in comments. So. Life on Mars USA creators, they did that ending last minute when they found out they'd been canceled. It wasn't planned for Ashes to Ashes. Okay. Man. So, and again, they didn't have an ending either. So, well, they didn't have an ending. They weren't planning that either, basically. I think Viv got such a shit deal. I know he screwed up, but the punishment doesn't fit the crime. I mean, it's basically Viv was not saved, Like, it's not really like, oh, what he did was so terrible that's why. It's like, no, it's just that he wasn't able to be saved by Alex and Jean, basically, And it's the same thing with, I would imagine, the same thing with Macintosh, Superintendent Mac, where basically they just, if you die in that purgatory, you are going to hell, It's literally just for Viv that Jim got to him before they did. So yeah. Was that they forgot their memories over time, said they don't remember as soon as they die. Yes, so if we're going back to Fletcher a bit, it could also be, again, we don't know when he was sent back, We don't know. again, I can't say this perfectly, but yeah. I can't say that my theory is perfect, but it's just the theory that I have. Oh yes, they were in space on a gene hunt. That is so terrible. That is so terrible. If Neil was a demon, he wouldn't be convincing Sam not to jump afterwards and apologize. Yeah, I would say he's probably not a demon. Whether or not... So he's probably not an angel, or else he probably would have helped Sam a bit more. But yeah, he's probably... I would say just a manifestation, of that world. John Sim is currently working on UK TV promoting Grace detective show on ITV. He reiterated talks of revival of Mars in the interview. All right. Shaz was a lot more helpful, but she never really went out with the rest of the team. Where even Annie, even when she was in uniform with them. I guess. Yeah, maybe I'm just equating helpful for. Yeah. Shaz is an MVP. Annie did go out and do stuff. I guess you're right. So yeah. Most annoying thing is they never solved why Shaz and Chris broke up. Yeah, that's true. Well, the thing I would probably say is because she was getting closer to her, I guess, her revelation of everything, it was probably like the closer you get to that sort of that first star moment, probably the weirder you're acting, because she had those moments even before that where she was freaking out about the screwdriver and everything, and that's how she ended up dying. So it was probably just as time goes on, you get closer to that, which is why Gene said that Sam, the last couple weeks before he sent him off to the railway arms, the pub, he was acting weird. Even for Sam Tyler, he was acting weird. So it was probably just the breakup was that it was probably just that she was just getting closer to that, and Chris was so much further off, because he got his star moment so late in the series. So I would probably say that, but again, that's sort of duct tape over that one. So yeah. Your reaction to Alex and Jean's kiss was brilliant. I've never seen someone so disappointed by it. That shouldn't have happened. That should not have happened. Don't even tell me that they fell for each other. Like, I can get their partners. I get that they are, close, good friends like Sam and Jean, But the fact that it's like, oh, they have these secret feelings for each other, is like, get out of here. Luckily, they didn't harp on it in the entirety of Season 3. They did that a bit more in Season 2, but yeah, that didn't need to happen. And the whole thing of like, oh, they were going to go bang, and then she left, and it's like, just stop it. So they've written a pilot episode to Lazarus. Interesting. Okay. Very, very interesting. Yeah, the same reaction. It's just weird. You don't need to have them kiss. It's just, you don't need that. Well, and also just the fact that, look, I don't want to say anything about Philip Glenister. He's a, handsome gentleman, but he seems like he's a lot older. It's like watching Christian Bale kissing Anne Hathaway in The Dark Knight Rises. Like, okay, you're kind of older. You're a little too old for them, So... One thing I don't get is if Gene forgot, how did he take Sam to the pub then act weird with Alex? That I would say, to get the duct tape back out to fix that little hole, I would say that he remembered once Sam was starting to act weird, it was the same thing that happens here. He ends up remembering, and then he sends Sam to the pub, and then after that he gets back to the team, and all of that fades away again until Alex comes in. That's my duct tape over that one. That's basically what we're doing right now, is we're duct taping a lot of these plot holes shut. So, what about Litton? What happened to him? Did he end up like Viv? And I'm afraid that Luis went to hell too. Jim took her soul like Viv. The scenes look very the same. Jim just couldn't show his. His true colors with Luis. Yeah, because she was a cop. I would imagine she went to hell there. Litton, we didn't see Litton die, did we? So Litton's just off. Litton's out of there, you know? Litton's just out of there. Although, we don't even know if Litton was sent back, or if he... I mean, I guess you can say every cop there has been sent back. So... yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Litton, he may just be off. Maybe he'll come to his realization someday. We don't even know when he's from, you know? So, I don't know. They leave it up in the air about Litton, I suppose. Life on Mars and Ashes to Ashes were so big in the UK that political parties were using it in adverts to attack each other. I did see one of those, like, don't let him take us back to the 1980s. And it was like one of them, like, laying on a Quattro, like, okay, you know? I mean, yeah, I guess... well, I was going to say we don't really do that in America, but have you seen Hillary Clinton say we need to have those Pokemon go to the polls? Like kill me now, you know? At least in the UK, you're slightly clever about it, you know? Do you think Sam got a stars moment, and what would it have been? Yes, I definitely believe that. I believe, you know, just before you are sent to the pub, you have that stars moment. And his would have been around the time he started acting strange. So he starts acting strange, and, you know, like Gene said, for Sam Tyler, that is strange. He has his stars moment, and then eventually he confronts Gene about this, and Gene takes him to the pub. So, yeah. Did Phyllis ever get a mention in Ashes to Ashes? I don't think she did. She might not have been a part of that. Like, I mean, I guess she, you know, she would probably be the same as Viv, you know, like, you know, if Viv counts, you know, for going to cop purgatory, I'm sure Phyllis would too. But it's entirely possible that she just didn't have this problem. Like, I'm not saying, like, we don't know that, like, every cop has to go through this purgatory. It's more probably cops that are wrong. Cops that, you know, don't have any... They haven't sorted out their lives by the time they die, you know? So a lot of them still had a lot of these troubles when they went to this purgatory. But there could have been cops who were just fine. They, you know, skipped purgatory, went straight to the Whale-Ray Arms, and there you go. It's all good. It's all good, man. You should do chat streams occasionally. Discuss all the series you've watched and your thoughts on upcoming shows and whatnot. Could be fun. Yeah, we do chat streams for Doctor Who, and those get a lot of viewers. I'm actually surprised the amount of people out here on this show. So good on all of you. Thank you for coming out. Yeah, I could do some. I don't know. It just sort of depends also, because the only time I really get to do these is on Sunday, and sometimes I'm editing on Sunday, sometimes I'm not editing on Sunday, so it just kind of happens. Oh, nose is a bit stuffy. Allergies, you know. It's May now. I was about to say it's April. It's May. March winds and April showers. Anyway. Ugh, okay. So, where was I? Again, on what's a manifestation and what's not. What about Jean's first wife in Life on Mars, or season 2 of Ashes to Ashes when Shaz mentions her mother wants to know when she's getting married? I would say, yeah, those are probably manifestations, you know, just things to basically just things to fill in their lives, basically. But obviously they're not part of purgatory, so yeah, there's that. Which at that point I would imagine Annie's ex, because he was like a psychologist or something, is just a manifestation. It's just part of that world. Agree to Doctor Who stream just to chat all things Doctor Who and predictions for RTD2 would be great. Yeah, we could. And I see someone down here has asked, will you do a chat stream when the 14th Doctor is announced? Sure, we could do that. We could do a news stream. That'd be interesting. Do that, and then with that, do predictions for RTD Era 2. We could do that. We could definitely do that. So that'll be probably sometime in the next couple months. I mean, I think they have to announce... I feel like they have to announce the 14th Doctor before Jodie Whittaker regenerates. So, yeah. Oh, God, I'm all sniffly now. Oh, boy. Ashes is great, but prefer the grittiness of Life on Mars more. I get that. I definitely get that. I feel like Life on Mars has the more distinct feel of being in the 70s. Like Ashes to Ashes, like, yeah, it's in the 80s, but you also would kind of be forgiven for almost forgetting that. Almost. It's like they don't really do too much with that. But yeah, I feel like Life on Mars had the more distinct time travel, back in time feel. So yeah, I'd probably say that. But I think overall, Ashes to Ashes I might prefer just because it did more with the characters. It did more with the team, and I do prefer that. Even though I did have some problems with Ashes to Ashes, but yeah. I think Sam is the one who figured out how to move on. He asked Jean to help fake his and Annie's death, and the two parted ways on friendly terms. Jean didn't say he specifically sent Sam. But he did say that they went to the pub, He did say that, after that, we went to the pub. Why? You don't need a reason for going to the pub. So it could be that, yes, that Sam figured out he had to move on, but there could have just been a moment where Jean did remember, sent him to the pub, and then that was that, Or that's just Jean, just like, well, after that, we went to the pub and I never saw him again. And that was that, He doesn't, think about it. I don't know. Do you think Luigi was dead and he went back home? When he went back home, he was moving to heaven. No, I think Luigi is part of... this world. You could say he could possibly be an angel, If Nelson is an angel, you could say that maybe Luigi was one sort of watching out for them, when they moved to London. It could be that, but I don't think he is a dead person in this purgatory, because it seems to be only cops. What show am I planning on watching next? Interesting that you say that. We currently have a poll over on my Patreon page to pick a new anime to replace Attack on Titan. Some great stuff over there. If you haven't voted, maybe vote if you're interested. I don't know how many of you watch the anime, but yeah, there are a lot of good anime choices. It's only $1. You can go choose that. I'm not going to be replacing Ashes to Ashes with anything on Wednesday. I'm keeping Wednesday a completely open slot. There are reasons for that. It's not something I want to go into, but basically, essentially, I'm just keeping the slot open. It's to keep it brief. It will be better for me to have less videos going during the week as time goes on. So I'm keeping Wednesday completely free. Other than that, we've got all the shows we're still going with. Saturday's going to be free for a little bit. I mean, this Saturday we have a reaction to Thus Spoke Rohan Kishibe going up. But after that, there's going to be a bit of a break in Saturday until Obi-Wan Kenobi starts up, and we'll be reacting to that. But yeah, as for anything I'm going to be doing on Wednesday is now going to be a completely free and empty day. So yeah. Anyway. Gene was in purgatory since he was 19. His whole adult life he spent in it. Kind of sad. Yeah, it is. It is absolutely sad, you know? And just the fact that, where we talked about, well, all these people, they were sent back to when their lives, went wrong and stuff. For Gene, that is instant. Where did his life go wrong? When he died. That was it. That was exact, because as he said, everything was looking up in his world. And then he just got shot. And that was that. And now he's in purgatory, let's see. Paying homage to yourself and father's reaction to Remembrance of the Daleks. Had done some comic book art of Ace smashing up one. First stream that you've watched. Thank you. This is actually not indicative of the streams that we normally do. If any of you have seen my Doctor Who streams, those things get a little bonkers. We're all talking about chest hair and weird stuff, and so this is probably the most tame stream I've done in quite a while. And we also at the end of last year we did I had a 10th anniversary stream because I've been on YouTube for 10 years, and that one was fun. We were watching a lot of my old videos and playing some Mario Kart, so you can go check any of those out. They're all on the channel, all publicly available. But yeah, this is probably the most on topic I've been on a stream in a long time. But thank you for watching. I appreciate that. Do you think Stan was starting to forget and become part of this world? We saw that with Alex starting in season 2. Yes, I absolutely think that. The one thing I would say is probably around the time he actually died in reality, in the real world, that was probably when he has his stars moment, So because time passes much faster in purgatory, is that while he was in that coma for however long that was, he played out the rest of those years until eventually his body dies in the real world, and then he has that stars moment. He's like, oh crap, something is wrong, I can't stay here anymore, basically. At least that's my theory. What Doctor Who episodes did we watch this weekend? We watched parts 4 through 6 of The Monster of Peladon. Monster of Peladon, really freaking good. Like, that was a really, really good one. Best of season 11 since The Time Warrior. Invasion of the Dinosaurs was alright. Death of the Daleks was pretty boring, but Monster of Peladon, that was really, really good. I want them... You know what? RTD, I don't know if they ever bring back Peladon in classic Doctor Who. I don't think they do. But, friend, we just brought back the Sea Devils. Bring back Peladon. That would be so cool. Alrighty. Or maybe Annie was starting to remember her old life given the line, I think I found our grave. I think I found our grave. When was that? I don't know. It could be. It's entirely possible she was starting to remember too. Are you afraid of a return to Mars? In the same way I'm scared of a new Who under RTD. The internet can be so unforgiving, especially due to his old tenure. It's such a risk. Met him. The man is lovely. So would I be afraid that if they did a revival, if they did Lazarus or whatever, that it wouldn't be good? Yes, because there are a lot of things where it's like, we're bringing back Star Wars, and it's like, you brought back Star Wars, all right, good job, and you also pissed off your entire cast, and a lot of fans, and I like a lot of that. I mean, I like The Force Awakens, I like about half of The Last Jedi, and I don't even want to think about Rise of Skywalker or the other half of The Last Jedi, but yeah, it's things like that where I'm just like, I don't know, maybe you should just leave it where it was. But then I go to the other side of that, which is Better Call Saul, which, my God, they are so brilliant. Like, these are, I feel like, some of the most brilliant writers ever. Where, it's like, well, they did Breaking Bad. It was great. And then they did Better Call Saul. They came back and was like, all right, we're going to do Better Call Saul now. And it is that good. It is that good, if not maybe slightly better than Breaking Bad. Like, the pacing and everything, So, yeah, I would be a little... I suppose I'm a little skeptical of Life on Mars coming back. But if they can do it, good for them. So, I guess at that point, it's better to do it and to fail than to not do it. Maybe. Now that I say that out loud, that doesn't sound good at all, so... could be worse. You could have brought back Teen Titans. That's another example. Or bring back Ben 10, Or beat the dead horse that is SpongeBob or the Fairly OddParents. Oh my god. Have you guys seen... First off, I don't know how many of you guys have seen the Fairly OddParents. Back in the day, really good. They kicked that dog to death forever until now. Have you guys seen the trailer? I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up right now. The trailer, and this is the stupidest thing to bring up. This is the stupidest thing to bring up. Fairly OddParents. Oh, Fairly Odder. Okay. I don't know how quiet this is going to be. I don't know how quiet this is going to be, but you guys need to watch this horse manure. And then we'll get back on topic, okay? So, please bear with me for a moment as I make you watch horse manure, and then we will get back to this. I don't even think I can watch this whole thing. This is horse manure. Look at this. It's a live-action sitcom. Okay. Okay. Not the live-action series. Yes, the Torbo. Okay. Okay, you know what? We could only get 30 seconds into that. We could only get 30 seconds into that. So, yes, I am skeptical about bringing back Life on Mars, but I think there's a chance they could pull it off. You can't bring back everything, but yeah. Thundercats, I've heard people don't like that, but I don't know anything about Thundercats or like She-Ra, She-Ra, I don't know how you say it, but I know a lot of people are upset about that or something. I don't know. So it's not always a good thing to bring things back, but didn't think we'd be watching a Fairly OddParents trailer in a Life on Mars stream. Well, hey, we said that we get weird on streams. This is us getting weird on streams. All right. What was better, the 80s or the 70s, London or Manchester? By the way, hate the CID in Life on Mars. It's so dark. It's like it's underground. I never see anything. That's a good point. I would say I like the 70s more because they did more with that, like the technology and, Sam figuring stuff out, and that one time where they were trying to figure out surveillance and stuff. I like that more, but I do like CID in Ashes to Ashes more. It's all brightly lit up. Where everyone is, like, you walk into that place, Chris goes here, Ray goes here, Shaz goes here, Alex goes there, with Gene there. Like, I cannot try to visualize CID in Life on Mars. So, yeah. We understand. Hope you're doing well and not stressing yourself. Thank you. Yeah, that is why I'm not replacing anything on Wednesday. So, yeah. Anywho. Tried to watch so many stuff not long ago and it burnt me out. What keeps me going is the fact that I watch so many different things, But yeah, sometimes gotta take a little breather, Take a little breather. Only recently have I been able to give myself full weekends off. And not even a full weekend, because Dad and I are recording Doctor Who on Saturdays. So I give myself like 75% of the weekend off, basically. So, yeah. No need for the Play Nice in this one. Yeah, we don't need the Play Nice squad, but they are still here. Good God almighty. What's the point of being alive? Nope. It's right when I say alive. That's when I screw up my Dan impression. Would be interesting to see a sequel series that takes place in the 90s that's around when police stopped carrying guns. Yeah, that could be kind of interesting. The only thing, too, is doing a new show with Sam or with Alex. Like, their stories have kind of ended. Like, Gene, I can understand. Even then, it's a bit difficult, but if you do a new show with a new main character, then you're probably going to be fine. And even if it's not that good, it doesn't matter, because it doesn't really do anything to the other main characters you had. Oh no. I ran and hit myself with water. Like an idiot. Okay. Okay. Do you think Harry Wolf fits in because he says Gene used to be his DI and was Gene's mentor? Oh, that's right. You know, at first I would have said that Harry was just another I would have said that Harry was just another cop, you know? But you're right, he does say that Gene was his DI. The only thing I could think is he was only his DI in Purgatory, basically. So the two of them have probably been there the longest, you know? So, yeah, maybe. Monster Peladon was a response to a miners' strike happening in the UK. No, you don't say. Well, oh my god, then they need to do a new Peladon episode about Brexit. There you go. Oh, that'd be brilliant. It'd be the Federation Peladon trying to get the hell out of the Federation. There you go. That would be so fun. I'm glad you liked it. Monster Peladon is usually considered the worst story of season 11 and one of Pertwee's weakest. Did you think he was going to regenerate in part 6? No, because there's another episode. I get the feeling he's going to regenerate at the end of Planet of the Spiders? So, yeah. Excuse me. Anyway, Wolf would have been his DCI mentor in Purgatory. Gene was only in the police for 2 weeks. Yeah. So, I mean, but it's entirely possible he's a construct DCI for Gene in this world. So, don't know. There's an entire Peladon audio box set if you're interested in more Peladon. Ooh. Yeah. Star Wars cast members always end up hating Star Wars. It's tradition. Well, I guess you're right. I mean, Harrison Ford can't give a crap, you know? I'm amazed they brought him back. I imagine the only way he did, the only reason he came back was just because Carrie Fisher's dead. You have to come back and finish this, you know? Like, oh, alright, I'll do it. I'll do it for Carrie. Oh, damn it. Can I play Indiana Jones again? Maybe that was part of his deal, is playing Indiana Jones again. Somehow they are making Indiana Jones 5. I don't know, man. Let it ride at 3. If they wouldn't have something good to do in Lazarus, they wouldn't do it. I'm also skeptical about series return after a decade, but I hope it will be good. Good? I don't know. Recently had a Star Wars marathon, and 7, 8, 9 were painful to revisit. Yep. Yeah, they're pretty rough. I mean, Force Awakens is a good movie. Last Jedi, I think, is half of a good movie, even though there are some things, maybe I don't even agree with, or maybe it wasn't the right decision, but I still think half of it is a good movie. And then Rise of Skywalker, that's painful. Somehow, Palpatine has returned. Do you think Gene will forget again? It's entirely possible. It's entirely possible that he will forget again, but we'll have to see. If they do, Lazarus. What do you think about the purgatory in general? Why does it move through the decades, and is info being fed from the real world into this purgatory? I imagine, well, the reason that it's moving through the decades is just because that's how long Gene is in there, Because this purgatory is based around Gene. So because of that, as he is now the age he should be, or he is the age he would have been in that year, I guess. But all these people are being sent back, according to my theory, they're being sent back to when their problems first started, and that puts them in line with where Gene is in that moment. Some wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff. She-Ra was great. I heard that it was mainly, the outcry was about the animation, and it was mainly from stupid people. So yeah, I also hear She-Ra was great. That's how you speak. Maybe they should do an animated Life on Mars. Oh God, I hope not. Fairly Odd Parents live action trailer or Stars moment. Yeah. That's where we realize that something is wrong with this world and we need to leave. Speaking of, I'd highly recommend you read the Life on Mars novels they published at the same time of Season 3 of Ashes to Ashes. Maybe I could. Did you have a guest star that you particularly liked? Was it David Bradley in Season 2 of Ashes to Ashes? I think he was a standout, definitely. But Harry Wolf, what the hell is the guy's name? He played Mr. Gibbs. I can't remember his name, but he was pretty good too. I imagine the new show won't be just a cop goes back in time and leans more into the supernatural afterlife angle. I can see that, yeah. Like, now that it's out of the bag, like, you can't just be like, oh, what is this world and stuff like that. Like, you have to figure that out. Evil Dan twist is he's the master. No joke, Dan being the master was a big fan theory at the time of Series 13. Oh, I'd love that, because getting someone as goofy as John Bishop to play the master, and the master is a pretty goofy character anyway, but oh, that would have been fun. What's the point of being alive? Maybe the 90s show could star This Is My Office guy. Oh, the guy at the end. Well, it's too late for him because he was sent back. He was sent back to 1983, and that's where his life was ruined. His life changed. Was 1983. Kevin McNally, that was it. Thank you. Kevin McNally, he was also Jericho in Flux. Yes, in like one of the best episodes of the 13th Doctor, Village of the Angels. I'm glad he stuck around for like the rest of that too, Which character development did you most enjoy seeing? For me, Ray's was the most emotional. Ray, because he started out as not a character and then became a character. And by the end he's like, this guy, look at this a-hole over here, and so it's like, yeah, probably Ray. Maybe a bit of Gene, he's kind of, he gets a bit better as things go on. So yeah, but probably Ray. Mark Gatiss almost wrote the Brexit Peladon story. Oh, I'm so glad that was almost a thing. I'm not saying that would have been good, but that would have been interesting, and I would want it to be good because the Peladon stories are really good, remember when Gene told that guy the truth and he started screaming? What do you think he said? You're in purgatory. I think at that moment he said, you're in purgatory, and he saw the stars and he screamed, Who knows? Maybe he was gonna go to hell. Maybe he was gonna go to hell. I don't know. Life on Mars novels answer a lot of questions you may still have and raise a few more. Good. Raise more questions, why don't we? Let's see. Well, you guys are chatty. Getting so many. Oh, the blue Peter garden. That was funny. It's just so weird that it like how much it focused on it. Like, all right, guys, it's just a garden. Like unless this garden had like flowers that could cure cancer and Gene destroyed all of them and made them unusable. It's like, all right, guys, chill out. You know, he's a cop. Wolf went to prison and was dying of cancer, so he was just a part of that world. Or did he go to hell when he died because of his corruption? I think that's open to interpretation. I personally prefer the Star Wars sequels to the prequels significantly. Well, the prequels have the better story overall, but the sequels are so much better made, but the stories suck, you know? So yeah. Anywho. Colony in Space, Mutants, Time Monster, and Monster Peladon have reputations for being at the bottom of the barrel. No, those are really good episodes, people. Well, Time Monster's a little funky, but the rest of them are pretty good. Yes, wasted potential. But we got to get off of the freaking the sequel trilogy. Now I'm imagining somehow Sam Tyler has returned. Oh, that's funny. Let's see. Spyfall was somehow the Master returned. Yeah, but they always do that for the Master, you know? They, like, every single time for the Master they do that. It's like, uh-oh, somehow the Master returned, you know? So yeah, I wonder if Gene's world interacts with reality. Sam remembers his father attacking Annie. Alex remembers Gene carrying her after her parents died. Maybe these were different people in reality. I don't think it was different for Annie. I think that's when Annie was supposed to die, but now that Sam is there, it's different. Gene being there, I would say that instead of Gene, it would be it would either just be a different DCI or Evan. So Sam was in the hospital in the first 10 minutes. Alex was lying on the boat for one season. Oh yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe the new show could be about Gene passing the torch. That could be. It could be. Because the whole thing is Jim was trying to destroy Gene's purgatory, basically. So it's possible that it's because of Gene that these cops are able to sort out their problems and then finally go to heaven. But without Gene in this purgatory, they may go straight to hell. Who knows? You know? So maybe he either needs to take out these demons, which Gene hunting demons, that sounds like fun. Or it could be him, passing the torch. You know, you need to take care of them now. And when you're done, you pass it to someone else. You know? Possible. Let's see here. Talking about animated life on Mars reminded me of the beginning of one episode where they were briefly puppets. The Pertwee era IMO doesn't have a story as good as the likes of the War Games, but the Pertwee era is way more consistently good. Yes, I will say that. The War Games is a brilliant episode, but I think I prefer the Pertwee era to Troughton and Hartnell overall. I think it's way more consistent. You thought this live stream would be quiet. Yeah, we're talking. We're about an hour and a half. I honestly was thinking, maybe 50 minutes or so. I don't know, but no, we're good. Dark science cloning secrets only Jim Keats knew. The hell are you talking about, man? Spoilers for Life on Mars novels. That's not how Annie ended up in 1973, FYI. Well, okay. It's entirely... I'm... Sure. I don't know. Completely random, but I would love to see a Doctor Who story where they travel back and meet Jonathan and Dio. Well, don't we all? You know? Don't we all want that? I would love to see just a stand user on Doctor Who, you know? Let's just do that. I don't know. I've always contested that if the Doctor had a stand, it would be Hermit Purple. So... Or Shining Diamond, because Shining Diamond is also that good. I freaking love Shining Diamond. If I could have a stand, it would be a cross between Shining Diamond and Hermit Purple. Top 3 favorite Pertwee stories: Spearhead from Space, Silurian, Sea Devils, Green Death, and the Time Warrior. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I was carrying on the joke of somehow Sam Tyler returned. Oh, okay. I get what you mean. The dark science cloning only secrets Jim Keats knew. I get what you're saying. Man, oh my god, can you imagine Jim? I freaking love Jim. What a great character. I would love for him to just say, the dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural. I can just imagine him saying, like, God, that actor was so good. I love when he just went ham in the finale. Oh, I love it. Gene Hunt, Demon Hunter. Now that's an anime. Hell yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, basically, I just want him with like a shotgun and he's blowing demons up left and right. They're all like, you know, crawling around like, yeah, we're gonna get you. And he just, bam. You know? Then, like, the Quattro, like, repairs itself and is like, it's like the Ghost Rider, except it's Gene Hunt. Who is my favorite character in these two shows? Ooh, that's a good one. Who's my favorite character? Is it too much to say Shaz? Because Shaz, she's so helpful. And she's so nice. And she's just an MVP, you know? Yeah, or maybe Chris, like, he had a good character arc too. You know, and I like his relationships with Sam and Alex. Or maybe Gene. Maybe Gene. I might say Gene too, you know? I'd probably say one of them. There's a broad range of characters. Yeah, probably some of them. Anyway, Time Warrior is one of my favorite Pertwee stories. Lynx is the best version of the Sontarans in terms of character. Yeah, he's pretty good. Daniel Mays was in Rogue One for a second. Was he? Oh, man. Where? What scene? I want to know that now. Oh, man. She ended up killed by the gangsters who killed her cop dad and framed him as a dirty cop. She arrests them in the last novel. Also, Sam is in the final novel, rejects the heaven and afterlife, and chooses 1974 and the gang instead. Huh. Okay. Oh my god. Yes. Have you ever heard the tale of DCI Plagueis the Wise? It's not a story DCI Hunt would tell you. He's killed by Cassian Andor so he doesn't blow their cover near the start. Oh, near the start, that guy. Really? Damn. I want Daniel Mays in a bigger role then. Dude, it's great. Daniel Mays played the devil brilliantly. I don't know another stranger cop who wanted to help so much. It turns out to be a bastard again. I think they could do something more original and interesting with him. Yeah. You could kind of say that. Yeah, okay. I mean, canonicity of books, I mean, look, I watch Doctor Who. Canonicity is a big thing. It may be canon, it may not be. So, talks to Calrissian briefly and says a planet killer. Okay, so he's that guy. All right, interesting. Also ends up pulling a time reversal bootstrap paradox as well. Daniel Mays is a rebel who gets killed by Cassian Andor. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, folks, we just ticked over to the hour-and-a-half mark on here. Well, actually, now we did. Now we did. Kind of, sort of, well, I don't know. Anyway, we've just ticked over to the hour-and-a-half mark. Chat seems to be slowing down, so how about y'all give some final questions and we'll wrap it up here. So, yeah, if you got any final questions, give them now, and I shall answer. Thus spoke Alex Lament. That'll be the new OVA coming soon to Netflix. In Legend of the Sea Devils, whenever the character Ji-hun was mentioned, all I could hear was Gene Hunt. Couldn't take it seriously. This is Gene Hunt's boat. Oh, that's funny. The writers of Ashes to Ashes: Life on Mars was the ones who wrote the novels. Yeah, I suppose it could be that. I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever really read the books. I haven't even read the Doctor Who books, you know? So. Anyway. Yeah, this has been fun. It was nice to do a live stream. How's Prison Break going? Prison Break is going really good. I'm just about to wrap up season 3 of Prison Break, and I've enjoyed that. So, yeah. What are you gonna eat, Alex? I'm just eating some curry. I don't know. I'm not really hungry. I did this after lunch, so I don't know. I might have some Cheetos later. I don't know. Fan theory: Dan is playing Jim in Doctor Who Night Terror. Oh, that's supposed to be Jim Keats in that? That'd be kind of funny. Yeah. I don't know. So yeah. Oh. You watched the finale and then you went to see Rogue One. It's like, oh shit, it's Jim. I love that guy. What should Gene's new car be now that the Quattro is gone? A Ford Model A. I'm kidding. That's the old you know, rinky-dink weird 1930s cars. Never mind me. So yeah, without the Quattro, and because yeah, in the 70s he had the Ford Cortina, and then he had the Quattro. So what would be a 90s car? What's like an obscure 90s car? Can I just see? Obscure 90s car. What's a good one? Oh. Yes. Let me turn it on. This. Oh, I've got chat on too. This. Look at how ugly this thing is. Underrated cars of the 90s. Yeah. Let's get rid of that. Let's not do that. All right. Oh, we said we were gonna look at a bit of the characters from the US version. Look, this is American Glenn Fletcher, but his name is Fletcher Below. Look how terrible that is. Oh my god, yes. Hold on. Look, it's Sam. Right? It's Sam. It's Sam. Look at him. Oh man. So there's Sam. With the dumbest nicknames. Let's look at Gene. Look at Gene. Is Gene. Harvey Keitel. Man, oh man. I mean, you kind of gotta look for it. Boy, if this guy kissed Alex, that'd be weird. Oh, God, Annie's blonde now. Who is it? Do I recognize Gretchen Mol? Okay. Is that Ray? That's a pretty good Ray. You gotta admit, that's a pretty decent American Ray. Look at this guy. Michael Imperoli. I don't know who the hell that guy is. Yeah, look at that. But look at that mustache, man. Oh, that's brilliant. Let's look at Chris. Yeah. That is just straight up Chris right there. Look at that. And then Maya. Nobody cares about Maya. Oh man, oh man. But they didn't they have another, like there was an unaired pilot of Life on Mars US, but it was like Cole Meany as Gene Hunt. It was actually a pretty decent casting, honestly. But yeah. Oh, turn that off. There we go. Turn it off. Brown bricks. But yeah, so. Okay, I'm going to rapid fire a lot of these. Have I listened to any Big Finish since the reviews? No, I have not. I haven't had any time. Many fans consider Classic Who seasons 12, 13, and 14 are the unbeatable years. Way to hype that up, buddy. We'll just see about that. Oh, would have been awesome to see John Bishop and Ashes to Ashes. I would enjoy that. I like John Bishop. So, let's see. Gene needs a Mercedes. Sam has a friend in USA Life on Mars turns out to be the spaceship's AI. Oh, it's Gideon from Legends. That'd be amazing. Oh, man. They finally made Gideon a human in the last season of Legends, and boy, that woman's attractive. Anyway. South Korean Life on Mars? What? But it's set in 88. Oh, interesting. Plus Russian and Spanish versions? Jeez, alright. Just arrived, new to the channel, saw this upcoming stream a day ago and thought I'd check it out. Well, you've missed most of it, but that's okay. That is okay. This will be... once we finish this off, we will... once we finish this off, this will be viewable for everyone to watch. Korean Life on Mars is quite good. It does its own thing. Well, that's good. That actually reminds me, I'm watching a bit... This is so stupid. I'm watching a bit of the live-action Sailor Moon from Japan. And yeah, it's just real Japanese girls. And they're in the costume and they're doing the Sailor Moon. It's really, really interesting to watch. So, Korean Life on Mars. Go check that out. I probably won't, but... Oh, and it's on YouTube. So, very, very interesting. But yeah. Well, guys, it's been over an hour and a half. Think we ought to wrap things up for today. Thank you all for joining me on this live stream. We had a lot of fun. And yeah, Life on Mars and Ashes to Ashes. What an interesting series, you know? Very, very interesting series. And hey, if they do come out with Lazarus, I'll go ahead and react to that too. So yeah. But that is pretty much it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Word in your shell like, pal.